As everybody knows, 2020 has been an unusual year. And even though many of our numbers in Oklahoma were strong during that particular time, we were concerned about oil and gas. We had the price war that was going on between Russia and Saudi Arabia. The prices were going down. We are, of course, an oil and gas state. And then the pandemic hit. And when the pandemic hit, it closed down businesses. And so we were concerned about sales tax, use tax, but also it shut down the casinos. The tribes pay exclusivity fees. That is money that is paid right into the 1017 fund, so that money goes to education. And for instance, when they shut down completely, it cost the state about $12 million for that month. They'll pay about $144 million a year. And so as we looked at the 1017 fund, we had to address that. How could we put money into that fund that could be used for education? And so we needed a lot of money. We needed over $300 million into 1017 just to keep education whole and keep them moving forward. And so we looked at several areas to do that. We looked at the roads, and normally we give roads $575 million a year. So instead of giving them the $575 million cash, we kept $180 million of that. But we gave them the right to bond long-term infrastructure. So therefore, we did not slow down any work that's ongoing in the state of Oklahoma. And we looked at also the retirement systems. For a number of years, the retirement systems were extremely low. And so we would look back to about 2008 and we said, let's start making double payments a year. Let's get them built back up. And as you know, this last year we were able to give a COLA because we were able to build them up. And so, for instance, if we look at the out of the income tax, we would normally put $156 million into TRS, and that's just simply for the teachers. So what we said this year, we want to take 25% of our regular payment, and that came up to about $39 million that we were able to say we want to take this from the teacher retirement and payment, not from the corpus, just from our extra payment, and give it back into education. And then made provisions over the next 4 years, we'll be paying that back. We did the same thing out of sales tax. We did the same thing out of corporate income tax. And that 25% was about $73 million. Now keep in mind, that's 100% money. We don't have to just budget 95% of it. And so this helps education. We did the same thing with fire. We did the same thing with police. We did not take any money from the corpus. We just simply says we need to make sure we're funding education. So our total investment on the others was about $38 million. So from 73 to 38, we're looking at what, about $111 million that we were able to put over into education. Did not hurt the retirement systems. We were still able to give a COLA. We will continue to move forward. You know, I've looked at it in my life that when times are good, I make double house payments. When times get hard, I still make the payment, but I can't make the double house payment this month. And that's one of the things we did for simply funding education for this year. It has proven to be a great investment because the pandemic lasted longer than we thought it would. We were looking at a $1.3 billion shortfall. We had to fill it. The pandemic is still going on. The casinos are not operating at full strength yet. And so our exclusivity fees are still down. Money flowing into 1017 is still down. So I think it was a solid decision as we move forward. Tough decision. Appreciate those who voted for it, but it's what needed to be done.